Hi there, my name is Javier. I'm a cellist with Shelter Music Boston. And you might ask, how did I start playing the cello? And when I was much younger, I think I was in fifth grade, one of my brothers decided to start playing the violin at school. And I thought that was the coolest thing. So the following year, I decided to follow in his footsteps and I started studying the violin as well through school. And about 2 years later, I saw this bigger instrument called the cello. And I'm like, that looks fun. And I tried it. And ever since then, I haven't looked back. I switched from violin to cello. And now I found my voice. That's what I tell my students, that I found my voice with the cello. And I haven't looked back since. So that's how I became a cellist. And one of the things that I love about it is playing pieces like the first piece that you just heard by composer Johann Sebastian Bach. I listened to some of those pieces early on. I listened to recordings and I immediately thought, I want to learn those pieces on the cello. And here I am playing them for you. My favorite part about the cello is something that you may or may not know. A lot of people think that the cello plays low, which it does. So it has this beautiful low register. But something that you may or may not know is that the cello can also play high. So... and it goes higher. And it goes even a little bit higher than that. So it's pretty wild, the fact that the cello can play low, it can play high, and everything in between. So that's one of my favorite parts about playing this instrument. The cello is also part of the string family. Do you know what other instruments might be part of the string family? If you maybe said the violin, the viola, the cello, of course, the bass, the guitar, the harp, all of those are part of the string family. And here's another question for you. I don't know if you can see, but can you tell how many strings the cello has? If you said 4, that's correct. So now that you know why I love the cello, I also want to share with you why I love playing music. And music, I always tell my friends that it opened up a whole new world to me. I was able to start playing songs from my childhood, songs that I learned growing up, you know, like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, Mary Had a Little Lamb, songs in Spanish, En Mi Viejo San Juan, just songs that I knew from when I was a little kid. I was able to play on this instrument. It also introduced me to the world of classical music, which is something that I knew nothing about. And it's okay that I knew nothing about, but I was curious. I was like, oh, these pieces that I've heard in classical music, they sound interesting. I want to learn more. It's okay that I don't know too much about it. And the more I started listening to classical music, the more I realized classical music is actually everywhere. I noticed that there was classical music in cartoons, in TV shows, in commercials, and especially in movies. And once I noticed that, I was like, oh my gosh, music is everywhere, and I can play that if I play an instrument. So one of the earliest tunes that I learned on the cello is from a Disney movie that was big when I was younger. You may or may not have heard this, but let me see if you recognize this tune. Maybe you know that tune. Maybe you don't, it's okay. Maybe your older siblings or your parents might recognize it. That's from a Disney movie from when I was younger called Aladdin. And the name of that song is called A Whole New World. And again, just playing this instrument really opened a whole new world to me where I could create some of this music that I loved listening to from movies. Do you have a favorite movie song? I want to share with you one of my nieces. I have two nieces. One of their favorite movie songs. They really love this, singing this in English and Spanish. So I decided to record this for them, and I hope you enjoy it. As you can see, music can be very silly. You can also have a lot of fun playing music. So if you've ever wanted to try an instrument, I highly recommend it. Another thing that I love about music is that it helps me connect with other people, other cultures, other places, whether they're near or far away. Have you or any of your family lived in another country outside of the United States? My family, most of them live in Puerto Rico, which is where I was born. My mom lives in Florida, and I live in Boston. So music helps me feel connected to my family wherever they are. Another question. Do you or anybody in your family speak another language other than English? I grew up speaking Spanish first, and then I learned English second. So I know two languages. I know some of my friends know a lot more. So music, I've been able to travel to other countries outside of the United States. I've gone to Puerto Rico, which is where I grew up. I've gone to Europe. I've gone to Asia. I've gone to the Middle East. So if you ever look at a globe, if you find the United States and then you turn the globe halfway around, that's close to where you'll find the Middle East. It's almost on the other side of the globe, very, very far away. And I had the fortune of traveling there to teach music to some students. And one day I told them, I've been teaching you a lot of songs. Why don't you teach me some? And they taught me this little tune called El Wadi by the Egyptian composer Sayed Darwish. And this song was made famous by a Lebanese singer called Fairuz. And this was one of the songs that all of my students, when I was teaching in the Middle East, specifically in the West Bank, they were saying, oh, you have to learn this song. So this is El Wadi. my students teach me some of the music from their culture, just like I was able to teach them some of the music that I brought from my culture. While I've been able to connect with other people, other cultures, other places, music has also helped me connect with my own culture. So now I want to share something with you, which is a song from Puerto Rico. Enjoy. That song you just heard is called La Borinqueña, which is the official anthem of the island of Puerto Rico, which is where I'm from. Thank you so much for joining me on this short little tour of a whole new world through music. Did you have a favorite musical example that you heard today? Thank you for traveling with me, and I want to leave you with one of my favorite all-time pieces. This is an American tune. It's one of those pieces that the first time I heard it, I said, I have to play it. And I've been fortunate enough to have arranged it and played it in a whole bunch of different formats and different groups. And again, that's one of the special things about music, is that you can hear something and share it with yourself, share it with your friends, with your family, share it with your pets. So there's so much opportunity and fun to be had with music. So I encourage you to explore listening, explore learning an instrument if you're curious. And thank you so much for listening to today and traveling with me, and enjoy my farewell.
night.